almost straight onto the eastern boundary. So now we need to clear the blue.
He didn't stalk then.
And he does. Great shot, Gary.
And he moves
Great
red.
shot, Gary.
Moves red, I think, a little way up. So red's no longer in any kind of position for nestling inside the hoop.
Some great shots on this hoop, Kate.
Yeah, absolutely. And the one before.
Beautiful, beautiful block, beautiful clearance, great clearance on Gary. And Robert assuming a very strong position there. Gary's going to have none of that. Saying, yep, you can be there for a couple of seconds, but now you're off
and
to the side. And
he's
Gary
angled that very nicely so that his ball is still really in a line with the hoop, but blue is well over to the, it was right on the side boundary.
So in theory, Gary has a hoop running shot there with that red, but
if
I mean
he
that's
were
a
one of
very
the
long
young
way
New
away.
Zealanders, he would take that hoop running shot.
He would think that's a shot. And that's a beautiful lag.
Ah, that's so nice. And it's just trickled past.
Hasn't dislodged it.
So what's happening
Is
here?
he
What are
going
his
to block
options?
red here, or is he going to just put a little lagger in? It's certainly, that's made red's job less easy. So I think he still can see though, can't he? He can still see the black.
Yeah.
No, oh no. Well,
that
he's
was
hit
a
the blue
surprising
instead,
shot.
and that now gives Robert a chance for a 5-4 lead, and also to push the black ball further up towards hoop 10. So that's quite a pivotal moment in this game. Failing to clear the black from 6 yards or so, 6 metres, could cost Gary quite dearly here.
So maybe the band has gone well through, but I think he hit red, so
he
did progressed red.
So Gary getting away a little bit with that, losing the hoop, but not losing the advantage of being next at hoop 10. So if he can play a good lagging shot here, then he will make amends for that little error earlier on.
So
and it's not a bad shot. It's about 3 metres out from the hoop, so not an easy one by any means.
3 metres is quite a distance. Goodness me, yes. Well, your club player that you're talking about would think 3 metres. I don't think so.
Well, they wouldn't even be bothering.
Now he's touched it.
Now he's touched
it
it on. He's actually made it slightly easier. So a small error there from Robert.
And Alison's game has gone from she was gone.
Gary contemplating an interesting manoeuvre here. He's actually contemplating. He was looking at the black, thinking, "Shall I just block the black?" But no, he's actually thinking, "I'll be a bit more aggressive than that, and I'll put up another runner for myself, perhaps even blocking the black's trajectory on the yellow."
Maybe.
So this is now a big shot for Robert. He'll probably be looking to clear the yellow. He wouldn't want to give Gary that shot. Even if he thinks Gary's only 50% at making it, he's not going to want to give him the opportunity to take it. So, black onto yellow.
No. Red does its job. So Gary beautifully played the red up into a sort of blocking position, and it was enough to lure Robert towards it. So one of the things that happens when there's a ball which is even not quite a block,
and there we go, great play, Gary.
Really,
really good recovery from the little mistake at hoop 9, and really taking control at hoop 10 in an extremely nice little set of manoeuvres.
And one of the things I was saying, when you have something which is not quite a block, nevertheless, you do find sometimes that the ball will hit it on its way through because it's distracted
the aim.
distracting.
Oh yeah, it's an absolute beacon, isn't it? So, Robert very nicely placed in front of the hoop. Gary thinking, I can't leave it there. I'll have 2 shots at getting this away.
And he's taken the first one, and that was a miss.
And it was missed. So now Robert
thinking about, can he block yellow?
Can he protect it? Can he protect that blue? Can he put the black onto the line between the blue and the yellow? And at the same time, Kate, I think, maybe even putting the black into a hoop running position.
But not tucked behind the hoop, so that if blue gets it.
And he's chosen to go quite long. So this does give Gary an opportunity to shoot his yellow ball at the blue. But it's a long way away. It's, we're looking at 12 meters or so. And there's the shot. And he was going for the hoop. He was going for the hoop. And he nearly got it.
He did.
I mean, it might have been a 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, of course.
We'll have to ask him. That would be another one to ask.
That's another little talking point there. But Robert, this is very, very strong now for him, because not only can he make this, he can get down to hoop 12, not just 6-5, but a commanding potential 7-5 game victorious position. And there it is, and that's got a little bit steamy. Got more of the wire than he thought, sending it at an angle, and he hit it harder than perhaps he needed to make the hoop. And that's now meant that although he's 6-5 up, he
hasn't got first ball to 12.
No. So Gary has first ball and plays it nicely. Not quite sure where Robert's blue ball ended up. Probably about 7 meters to the southeast of hoop 12, but we'll be able to tell in due course. For the moment, Robert looks like he's thinking that red is a threat, I think.
I think so.
He does. Oh,
and
look at that. It's no problem, is it, at all?
I think so. He took that very carefully.
You're 13 meters away, and you just hit it as if it's 3 meters away.
Richard Parkes has gone 2-1 up on Peter Freer in their second game. Peter Freer has won the first one, but Richard is 2-1 up in the second one.
So I'm not sure if Gary's yellow ball is slightly hampered here. It doesn't look like it is, but he's coming down to have a look at where all the other balls are, because of course as soon as he puts the yellow into the position in front of hoop 12, it's going to have a target on it. And he takes it over to that side. Perhaps
you wouldn't say that was in front.
I think
it could go into the hoop, but not through.
Yeah, I think that's makeable.
Is it hidden from blue? I don't.
It's not hidden from the blue.
No, it's definitely not hidden from the blue.
So about 8 meters away. Robert shoots.
And he
misses to the right. Now that's a big moment. That's a very big moment. It now allows Gary to take some control of this hoop. Where is the black ball?
Oh, it's to the right, you said. It came through the hoop and went over to the right.
The black ball is the
one,
of course, that is going to have a chance to dislodge the yellow. Oh, we don't think it can see the yellow. I think Gary played that earlier yellow ball shot so that it was wired. What a shot. What an amazing shot that was from Gary, to actually, from 10 meters away, put the yellow ball where it's wired from the black. And Robert's thinking, well, I'm just gonna This is a hoop 13 play, is it? Okay,
no, I don't think so. I think he's in the way of red towards the hoop.
But if yellow's making the hoop, why would that be?
I don't know that yellow's going to make the hoop. Yellow might go in. I don't think it's going to go through. Oh, it did go through.
Well, it hasn't gone through.
No, it hasn't gone through.
So this is really intriguing. It's absolutely inevitable now that Gary will win this hoop, because Robert's 2 balls are on the
the playing side, so they can't possibly stop it. The
Black could jump it.
black could jump it
if red is cleared,
but surely
but I don't know that blue can even see red.
no.
There's a bit of
Well, that's right. Yeah, you're right, Kate. If blue was managed to clear the red, then black has a jumping chance. Amazing. Amazing. I wonder if there's thought of hoop 13 here, because of course the really vital thing is that you get the first good shot up to hoop 13. If it's going to be 6-all and you go to the deciding hoop, it becomes very important to get the best possible shot up to hoop 13. So I wonder if Robert's thinking, yeah, okay, is it better for me to clear this red, or is it better for me to think of the next hoop? Because the yellow it's going to be hard for me to stop the yellow from scoring. Okay, it just strokes that down.
he's not trying to
not
clear
trying.
red.
He's not trying to clear the red. He's not trying to do anything with the yellow. He's just getting his ball into position there now. Clearly,
And he hasn't put it anywhere where red can take advantage of it to go down to
No.
hoop 13.
amazing little passage of play. Clearly, the reds pushes the yellow through. So Robert will have first shot up at hoop 13. We've gone to 6-all. Robert will have first shot up to hoop 13. And both Gary's red and yellow balls are a lot further south. He's got about 8 more meters on both balls, in addition to what Robert has on his shots. So Robert clearly with the advantage. Not only the first shot up there, but also
Deep.
with his balls a little bit closer to the action. Now that's quite deep. That's deep, but it's the next one, isn't it, that's really important, because wherever Gary puts his yellow ball,
Oh, he's gone down to the
he's
boundary.
gone right down to the boundary.
So
Said,
he
okay,
can't be cleared.
I'm willing to take a 7-yarder at this. This
he
one,
can't
if
be
Robert puts this in front of the hoop,
He's thinking, where exactly do I want to put it up? He may be wanting yellow to be marked in so he knows exactly where yellow
you're
is.
right. Yellow needs to be marked in first.
Because if he doesn't know where yellow is, he can't see. And he's saying, I can see where it went out. I'll just show you. Yes.
Yep.
So he's
Okay.
looking to.
Well, the yellow, of course, will play before the blue gets to have a go at the hoop, presuming the blue is going to go into hoop running position. So let's see what Robert does. Strokes the ball up towards 13 and ends up in a strong position, but certainly not
Blocking yellow from the hoop.
as an
do you think?
inevitable hoop scoring shot. Makes it easy for black to block the yellow.
Well, they're fairly level. Black would be going for the hoop if blue were going to.
Yeah, that's true. Okay,
And that's gone
So,
very
black to
wide,
play.
but not quite on the boundary.
as Kate said, there's no reason why you would just dilly-dally here. You'd just go for this. So this is for the first game of this best of 5. Robert has earned himself the first shot. No touch of the cap.
Ooh.
He's forgotten that from his routine here. Everything else is concentration. Oh, clangs into the left-hand leg. And that opens the door. Gary now, 7-yarder to take the first game.
Or clear blue.
Or clear the blue. Surely. What will he... agonising choice.
I think you clear
What would
blue.
you do? I know what you do at a club level.
I
know what you do at
he's
pro
going
level.
for the hoop. He's going for the hoop.
He's got to take the hoop.
If
this
you
is
can
a
see
chance.
the hoop, go for the hoop.
You've got to.
Isn't that what Tricia was saying yesterday? If you can see it, go for it.
Okay. Oh,
He's
yes!
done it.
Well played, sir.
My goodness. So
Well played.
Robert
Takes the first game.
Robert has been defeated. This is the
and
second game he's lost in
being
this whole competition.
Against the against things after the hoop 12, where Robert not only had first shot at hoop 13, but also had both of his balls much closer, and that's a fantastic victory in the first game for Gary.
So just an update on the other games. In the Alison Sharp game against Owen Dickinson, Alison is 6-3 up. And in the game between Richard Parks and Peter Freer, where Peter won the first game, Richard is 2-2, so he's drawing against drawing fairly level with Richard Parks. Now we see Robert, a replay of that wonderful hit out, and now another replay. Robert going for the hoop, settling himself, and a beautiful hoop. And this is the jumping clearance. Jumps blue, hits yellow, and pushes the yellow right out of the way. It's a lovely ball. Going up to take position on hoop 6, and that is a beautiful block. We didn't have much time to see that block, but it was a beautiful block, and that was the moment when he put the red through.
So just recapping the
just a few
amazing events from that first game. What a brilliant game, Kate.
It was, and it swung between one and the other.
Yeah, it was. It looked for all money like Robert would be winning at the 13th hoop, but Gary just with a totally brilliant piece of aggression from 7 yards.
Bravely going down to the boundary and then running the hoop from the boundary, putting his money. So
that was the little jaws that Gary got there, and then Robert, I think, had a go at the jump here at hoop 6. So the jump shot. An amazing piece of power play in this game, isn't it? I mean, it's an opponent can feel that they've got an advantage because they've got their ball in the jaws, and you come along and just pop over the top. But in this occasion, we might see Robert slightly overcompensate, overdoing it and hitting the bar of the hoop. And that enabled Gary then to play this amazing shot.
This was a beautiful shot.
Really fantastic shot. This is one for all the club players to watch. The hitting the ball through the hoop, but at the same time getting your striker ball over to hoop 7.
And that which you are allowed to do because it's part of the hoop shot. And that's so often they say don't try and hit the ball through because your ball gets stuck in the hoop. The ball coming behind gets stuck in the hoop and you can't get over to the next hoop. But in this case, he went right across in the same moment. It was a very good strategy.
So here's the action at hoop 7, which was a hotly contested hoop. And it was here that I thought that maybe Gary might have had a go at the hoop. But instead, he chose to do this clearance, which ended up as a double clearance. And that was pretty effective. And then a beautiful clearance here at hoop 10. A really fantastic shot. Robert then stroking in at hoop 9, that previous one. Hoop 8, sorry, it was, and then this was the block that you liked so much.
Amazing block.
This was from
such a long distance.
So we're talking 18 meters here, and look at the way that the ball just slides in and falls directly in front of the yellow. Look at that!
Just gently.
What a shot!
That slow motion really held the tension for us.
And then an incredible clearance. So we had some really good action at hoop 10.
It was looking for all the world that Robert was in control of this game.
Yeah, we had a great clearance from Gary as well at this hoop. But that was the one where things fell apart for him a bit, because he had to clear the black, and instead he cleared the blue. Watch this. So he's actually taken the wrong ball. He could have got lucky, and actually his red ball could have gone through the hoop, couldn't it?
Or it could have misplaced black. It was shuttered for a moment.
But as it turned out, he then...
no, this is the final shot.
And that's when he had a go at the hoop, at hoop 11.
Oh, okay, we haven't got to the end
yet. And then Robert trying to clear the yellow, and now we're off on the second game. So
and because Robert lost, blue goes first again.
Yep.
So blue has played off.
Well, if this next game is any bit as good as the first one, we are in for a real treat. We've already had our money's worth from the first game.
We have, and
I won't be asking for my money back.
There are Western Australian fans, and maybe some who got up at 6 o'clock because they thought this game was going to start at 8 o'clock. But if they got up to watch it at 7 o'clock, they will be feeling very happy with the progress of their champion so far, because he has taken a game off Robert Fletcher, and he is only the second person in this. I think only the second person in the championship to do it.
All right, so Robert thinking about the hoop, thinking about the clearances. Looks like he's shaping for the hoop here. Interesting choice, Kate.
Yes.
I think pretty much every club player would be thinking of clearing the red. Robert Fletcher looks like he might be thinking, I'm good enough to take that hoop on. And it's quite a high risk one, isn't it? Given the position of the red, given the position of the yellow, given the fact that black probably can't see all that. Yeah, it's interesting.
You would have thought he'd go for yellow onto red, really.
This is a very
high risk
aggressive, shot, isn't it? Really interesting. Oh, and that's why you're Robert Fletcher. That is what happens when you have the ability. You just
trust yourself.
Take the shot. What a brilliant way of responding to that little loss in the first game as well. To come out and say to your opponent, I'm up for now taking this up to the next level. That's really inspiring stuff. Okay, Robert going off onto the left-hand side, what we've been calling the short side, and that's the sort of shot that people love to play. The lag right up to the very throat of the hoop.
So Alison has just won the second game, 7-4.
So clearly Alison doesn't want to come into the commentary booth as much as I thought she did. All right, and that's the blue going away. But you can now see the worth of the short side play. You can now see how
players like Pete Landry and Alison Sharp love to play the ball onto the short side so that they can clear any assumptive ball in front of the hoop is dispatched. Robert was perhaps a little bit far away to be able to get good control on that, but certainly job done in terms of taking the yellow away. Gary, of course, will just stroke it back in. Bit short.
Yes, quite a lot
bit
too short. So here's
and
blue.
I think we'll see blue going over to the short side if Robert is playing in the same sort of way. So he certainly won't be putting the blue directly in front of the hoop. And what do I know? He's putting it absolutely plumb in front of the hoop. So there we go.
So red
I thought he'd be going short side again, but he's chosen to put himself in front. Red.
Not such a good stop shot because he has moved quite. He's moved quite a bit, and he's now level with. Well, not quite level with the hoop, but not in a running position. You wouldn't have thought.
Robert just coming a bit deeper. And we should get a nice little tactical battle here at hoop 2. So for those of you who have just joined us, we had an absolutely brilliant first game. It went to the 13th hoop. Robert had a good go at the hoop from about 4 meters. Gary followed up with a shot from 7 and managed to get it through to take the first game. And it was all made particularly more interesting by the sort of passage of play at hoop 12, which got quite tactical, partly to make the hoop and partly to prepare for hoop 13. So it was a great conclusion to what was a really fascinating game. And now we've entered this game where Robert did a very aggressive hoop run at hoop number 1. And now...
now is he going to try and sit in the hoop, do you think?
I think he is. Yeah,
no, he was just contemplating
that's far
it.
too acute. The angle is
He was
is
contemplating
very
it.
sharp.
He thought, no, I'm not
Very
doing
sharp
that.
angle.
I'll just clear blue, and away he goes.
And of course he doesn't get an awful lot of it unless he can stop this dead, which he doesn't.
Which he doesn't do. His stop shots are not as effective. Have not been effective from that distance. So here comes Robert back in front of the hoop.
That's a beautiful
beautifully
lagging shot.
in front of the hoop.
Now, of course, the red is not very far away from that black. The yellow...
It's 7 yards, nearly.
Oh, a bit less than that. That's
Okay,
only about 3 or 4 meters.
Yeah, well...
And so it's a...
No, you're right. It's only just over halfway between the next hoop. And here's blue quite a fair distance away. So coming across to take position, do you think? Or
yes, because he wouldn't be trying to clear the red.
He wouldn't be trying
here,
to
would
hit
he?
yellow?
He's just coming in.
Coming in.
Maybe protecting the black.
In between?
No.
No, he's just got a runner.
Okay. Do you think that's close enough to the blue to to the black to upset it? But I don't think the black will be there anyway, will it? I mean, the black
No,
is
the black won't be there. The black will be going for red, over yellow in due course. It's a matter of where it gets put.
Yeah. Yeah, Gary looking to see where he might be able to put the black here, I think. If he can put it so that it's wired from the yellow, that would be really good, but it hasn't been, so Robert should still be able to pick the yellow off. So obviously marking the position in. And now looking to make contact with the yellow and send it as far away from the blue as he can. Good contact with it will give Robert the upper hand in the hoop.
Ooh.
And that isn't good contact.
And a miss.
That is very unusual. That's a very significant event. Because
so chances are Gary will go for this hoop. What do you reckon?
Well, yeah, given the given the fact that this is a great opportunity, I think he will take it rather than try and prolong the hoop. And we saw that he can shoot from 7 yards. He can certainly shoot from 1 yard. So that's 1-1 in this game.
1-1. So there's a nice ball.
Lovely lag from. So it'll be really interesting to chat to Robert about his short side tactics at that previous hoop. It's possible that, of course, that he was actually just putting in a little distractor ball for Gary that Gary was forced to move, because if he hadn't done that, then there was a possibility of Gary jawsing at hoop 2, which Robert didn't really want to happen. So Robert certainly looked like he's got the nice hoop rudder on this one. It'll be all up for yellow to remove that, but it's a question of whether black will also present a threat. And that is coming in nicely. It hasn't blocked the yellow's trajectory on blue. So this is going to become very important now for Gary to hit the blue ball. Nice confident swing, and he misses.
Right past everything.
So
black is not going to be hidden by the hoop. If
No,
blue runs, that's
blue
not
runs
a
the hoop.
problem.
Yep, everything has got a clear trajectory on hoop 4. Of course, Robert has the small matter of having to make this hoop, which
Yes.
is not a formality by any means, but you'd certainly be putting a reasonable sum on it. And I just won a reasonable sum.
Alison and Owen are tied at 1-1, and Owen has decided to retire
Oh,
so that he and Alison can watch the final.
maybe Alison would like to come up to the commentary booth.
Maybe she would. I'll just get that score in the right place. And here comes black, beautifully down towards the hoop. Not quite blocking red, but in a very nice position on the hoop. And blue has got a good clearance on red. So where is yellow? Yellow's coming from the boundary, coming down towards black, or towards the hoop, towards black, not getting black, and blue is now aiming for red. So if blue can clear red, then black has got a good view of the hoop.
Yep, very assured by Robert, and of course where red has gone is quite crucial. If red still
Robert
has
is
a
following
view
that
of,
up and putting his mallet down where across the line.
it's going to
so
be
that it's
very important where the red has gone, whether or not the red has visibility of the black. Oh, just nice camera angle. You can see the player, the trajectory, the hoop, the black. Everything is perfect. Will this shot be perfect? It's good
Yes,
enough.
it was.
It's good enough.
Though red has
Very much
gone a
good enough.
very long way away and still travelling right down towards the northern boundary. So
And
a bit across to the short
Yeah,
side.
Quite, quite interesting that
he's put it there. It means that when Gary clears, Gary's not going to be able to maintain much of a position. Although, look at that, Gary's managed to keep his yellow ball on a nice trajectory up that line. Do you think Robert will just come in front of the hoop here, or do you think he'll play a little bit of
a block on yellow, maybe?
Let's see. And he strokes it just in front.
Yeah, a little bit of a block on yellow.
The black ball is over to the right-hand side of the screen, and so is in a position to clear the yellow away.
Ooh.
And that's coming close to the hoop. It's still just squirting by.
Melted past the hoop.
Well, that would have been sensational, wouldn't it?
It would. Just
That
stopping.
would have been.
If it had stopped half a yard in front of where it was.
So
I keep saying yards. We are a very non-metric
I'm
sport,
trying
you
very
know.
hard to say
I know
meters.
you've been saying meters.
I'm
but
trying very, very hard.
but croquet is not a metric sport.
Every bone of my body is screaming to say yards, but I'm very, very conscious that we need to be able to communicate this to the wider audience, and therefore we should start using the meters a bit more. But
I believe the new rule book for Association Croquet has got meters as well as
has
yards.
it really?
Mm. And it's renamed the hoops, so they no longer have their well, they do, but they have their special Association Croquet names as an alternative to hoops 1 to 12.
Oh no, really?
Yes.
They don't call them Penalton Rover?
No.
Unbelievable.
Well, they still allow you to call them Penalton Rover. I'm going to stick with Penalton Rover. I like penultimate.
Okay, big shot from Gary. He's got to dislodge the blue. It's squirting between the hoop and the blue, and I think that opens the door for Robert.
So Robert's been waiting well off the line, just waiting quietly over by the sidelines, and he comes down, measures up, stalks his ball, as he does. He always stalks his ball. I think we've seen Gary play without stalking, but Robert does stalk. And he's run that hoop.
And the hoop
so
shakes
he's gone
in the ground.
To 3-1.
3-1 to Robert.
Oh, he must be pretty determined to win this game.
He came out all guns firing. His attitude at hoop 1 showed how he means to take this game going forward. He
not being shy.
Did not balk at the opportunity. That's a beautiful shot, isn't it?
It
from
is
Gary.
a lovely shot.
Just
that says, "Come and hit me." It's
perfect,
your ball with
perfect
a target
distance
on its back. You were saying.
Yep. Now Robert has two possibilities of hitting the red away. He's not taking the first. He's just tickling it up. He probably was going for it there, but not
hard.
Not at pace.
No.
Because he would be imagining that his blue ball will be able to clear the red, although the blue ball has a shot of some distance on it. Gary brings his in, possibly thinking about the block, but I think moreover just trying to make sure that he's got a nice runner. And now here's the big shot. This is the important one. Blue has to clear the red. Robert goes through his routine. Stalks, restalks.
Didn't see any cap.
No cap touching. No, there was no cap touching there. And instead, he settles for the shot, shoots, and he gets enough of it.
Yes, he sent it away.
He doesn't look happy, does he? You can tell, even though you can only see the back of his head, he's thinking, I should have got more of that.
Yeah, he didn't hit it firmly enough. It should have gone where his ball has gone, and now red is left where it can easily clear black. Yeah,
and this will put Gary in control of this hoop, with both of his balls in front of the hoop and both Robert's balls scattered around the lawn.
So, is he going for yellow or is he going for the hoop?
You'd have to take yellow. I mean, he'd be a very high percentage. He'd be 90% chance of hitting yellow. He'd be 20% chance of getting the hoop. So I think that's that
That's certainly the case.
So now we have a change of commentator.
Yep.
I'm going to leave you.
Thank you very much, Kate. We welcome to the commentary booth Alison Sharp, who's just come off the lawn after a quick cup of tea. Robert went for the hoop. You were completely right, Kate. He went for the hoop.
Did he get the hoop?
It was an amazing shot. I really, really did not think that he would go for the hoop. He didn't make it, but it was incredible that he went for it from that distance. So Alison, you joined us at a really interesting moment. I'll just make sure we get your name. I could have spelt it A and then the hashtag though, couldn't I?
So
really,
you could certainly have done just that.
Yeah. So you've had
all right.
You've just come off the lawns yourself. So
let
me orient you with this. So
thank you.
So
what do we see?
Gary is 1 game up.
Yeah.
And we're now on hoop 5 of the second game. Robert is 3-1 up in this game. He's come out all guns blazing. He's shooting from distance. He's shooting with aggression.
Is how we know Robert.
And Gary is responding brilliantly with some fantastic touches of his own. Let's see what Gary does here to deal with this threat. While he's making his mind up, I can tell you that Peter Freer has taken a 6-3 lead in his game against Richard Parks.
So the plan here is for Gary to then clear blue with his yellow ball.
Leaving the red
in position to make
that's right.
The hoop.
So Robert now playing the black from a long way away from the north-eastern corner of the lawn. Big shot. You can see there the angle. Bringing the ball down and dislodging the yellow.
Look at that with a perfect block.
And isn't that just incredible? Not quite getting enough of the yellow. Surely to make the hoop.
The option for yellow
surely you've got to take the hoop here.
To go for the hoop.
Surely, because you could run that hoop and go through to through the 6.
Yep.
You've surely got to be doing that.
So this is a more aggressive rather than defensive play, is to go for the hoop. Absolutely.
And if you're the, I mean, sorry to bring this up, Alison, but yesterday you had a fantastic game against Barry Jennings, who was very much the underdog in your game, and he went for everything.
He was very aggressive. He felt he had nothing to lose.
That's right. If you're the underdog, you have to go. You have to take your chances.
That's exactly right, and that's what Gary will be realising. He needs to be aggressive and needs to go for everything that he can, believing he can get the hoops and make these great clearance shots.
So, Gary, obviously...
Peter and Richard Parks' game. Peter is now up 6-4 in the other game. Great. Yeah, great position.
Nice little lag there. Would you like to take that a bit closer,
Yes,
Alison?
I think perhaps...
Yeah. But the black ball is maybe stymied behind hoop 5
right.
here.
But the distance that...
Tell me about this shot.
He
What's
was trying. Yeah.
Was he trying to?
Gary was trying to promote yellow to get closer to blue to then clear it.
Yep.
But blue being that far in front of the hoop, Robert will be feeling very comfortable making a hoop from that distance.
Yes. And what you didn't see earlier was that at hoop 1, Robert had a choice of doing a very easy clearance shot or taking on a very difficult hoop.
Yeah.
He took the difficult hoop and he made it.
Yep. So there's a lot of self-belief in these guys at the moment.
This blue's got to go.
A lot of self-belief.
Oh, Gary goes for the hoop.
Go for the hoop. And
goes for the hoop. I think he might have got it. He's not, although he's not putting the clip on, and Robert, no, he
missed it. But again, very aggressive play by Gary to decide to go for the hoop rather blue. Gosh, he's obviously feeling quite confident at the moment.
Well, the game's here for him to win. He's one game up in the series. Imagine taking a 2-0 lead over Robert Fletcher. That would be all right, wouldn't it?
This would be quite significant.
But he's going to have to work a bit harder because that's now 4-2 to Robert at the turn. And now Gary's red ball, which he tried to promote the yellow on, now finds itself in an offside position. So Gary will have to pick his red ball up and bring it over to the naughty corner.
The naughty corner, as we call the penalty point.
To be played.
And then we'll be very keen to land dead in front of hoop 7.
This is a shot you'd practice a lot, Alison, from...
Yes. That's right, because I'm often sent to the naughty corner.
Quite right. Even if
often.
you haven't gone offside, you should be
it.
sent to the naughty corner. So we... that's a pretty good shot from Gary. It's hoop running. It's on the short side.
Exactly right. Gary should be very happy with that. He will be. The plan would be for Robert to position his ball dead in front, and then he will attempt to clear red.
He's blocked.
And again, another brilliant block by Robert. And this is all partly because of his understanding and feel of the pace of the lawn.
Okay, but that's nice. Bringing that. So where's the blue? The blue went through the hoop. So the blue's directly north
on
of
the boundary,
hoop
I think.
6. So Robert, the clear red here. Do you think?
Robert, I think, will clear red.
Yep.
He will. So he's always very focused on preparing for these shots.
Yep.
And let's see.
And bye-bye red.
And does it perfectly.
Yep.
Off to the boundary.
Robert's blue is a long way away now, of course, so we might just want to remember that the blue has come all the way down.
Yeah,
to
and Robert's
the
always
southeast.
looking. That's right. No, Robert's always looking to put pressure under
his
opponents. And
pressure now on Gary.
There is a lot of pressure now for Gary.
7 yarder. 7 metres. We have to keep saying metres, remember.
Metres, yes, that's very true. And you can see there is a bit of a breeze. Flapping of Gary's shorts comes into play sometimes, just giving us an idea of just how much.
And he nearly got the in off.
Nearly got the in off. That would have been impressive.
Oh, sensational.
That would have been very good.
Well, he hasn't quite got the black far enough away. Robert will not be too daunted by...
No, that's right. Robert will be relieved that he has a shorter shot now on removing yellow from the front of hoop 7.
Still 7 yards. Still 7 metres.
Still 7 metres, yep.
But...
No, this...
Not an issue.
Again.
And off we go. So now we're starting to develop a bit of a blank canvas in front of hoop 7.
That's right.
And now we get
although yes, red's sitting there as a bit of a gatekeeper, I call it.
And it does allow Gary to have both of his balls dominating hoop 7. That's a pretty good shot.
Yep.
That's very, very nice. And Robert, remember the blue ball all the way down in the southwestern corner.
So Robert will be thinking hard about where to the placement of his next ball that's coming in. Blue.
And okay, that's interesting because yellow is a very strong runner. If Gary can block the black from hitting yellow,
yes, that's
but
right.
He's actually going for the blue instead.
Yes, because if yellow, because yellow, I think if it had jaws, blue would have been it would have been a jumping ball. I think he cleared blue.
I see.
Yes,
of course. The power of the jump.
That's exactly
right. That's right. The power of the jump. Yep. So, Robert must clear this yellow.
Yep.
And
does very successfully.
It is, but it has left the black a long way away.
Fortunately.
Okay, so in the playoff for the 5th place, Peter Freer has vanquished Richard Parks in a 7-4 victory. So well done, Peter. And Peter is someone else we might be seeing in the commentary booth a bit later on. Let's hope this game between Robert and Gary carries on for the full best of 5 because it's an incredible battle.
Very exciting for the spectators watching.
Okay.
Yeah, a pretty good placement by yellow.
Bit of an angle.
Bit of an angle, so he could be thinking of jawsing the ball instead of going for a clean hoop run itself. Again, Robert sees this as a good target.
Is this all just waiting for the red to come into play? Because we in the previous game, Gary played a beautiful shot from the boundary to win. So he's clearly of a mind that he can shoot from there. And Robert was of a mind that he needed to block, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Robert.
He's just got he's understanding Robert is really understanding the pace of the lawn so well, and he's getting some perfect blocks in.
And particularly difficult there, where there's that sort of little circle of fungus that
yes, exactly
that
right,
around.
which makes it lawn more uneven and
well,
not as easy to deal with.
Robert, quite a long way away with his black ball. The
And
yellow
lots
one
of
is, of course, the one that
the target ball, but
is
red is
in the
blocking
way.
black from hitting yellow away. So this is not an easy shot for
good
Robert.
25 metres away for Robert, but just strokes it in.
So I think he's going for a block because he couldn't see yellow.
Ooh, well,
Going for a block.
it's not often you see all 4 balls in front of the hoop like this at this level.
Yeah, and this is very interesting. Yellow can't really jaws in the hoop because both that's right,
If
blue
he
and black
gets-
would want to
needs
jump.
to get the right angle on this blue now. Needs to
He
send the
does.
blue all the way over to the right hand side of the screen.
And he's done it. Yeah.
does it very nicely.
Gary's
And the black may even be blocking the red here, but we'll see. So Robert, fair distance away. But very important now that Robert makes a good contact on this shot. So you can see he's really doing his long stalking. You know how Robert, when he's...
yeah, that's it.
Because that red is in a hoop running position.
And Robert knows he's under pressure to
Yep.
clear, really needs to clear the red ball.
So... shoots. Oh! Just skedaddles past.
Yeah.
The parallax as it went through there just made it look as if he'd actually got it, didn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Was,
That's
there
exactly
was a
right.
blurring.
That's it. There was a blurring
there was a
at
blurring,
that point.
and for a microsecond I thought he'd got it.
Yeah.
Now,
So
the
far.
problem here for Gary, I guess, Alison, is if he doesn't get the red through cleanly, Robert's in perfect jumping position.
Correct. So it just puts a little bit more pressure under Gary to
Yeah.
make this hoop
Yeah, you've got to make it
clean
cleanly.
hoop.
You can't get
Gotta
into
make
the
it
jaws on
cleanly
this,
and
Gary.
to
You've
get
got to
down
go
as
through.
far as he can.
You've got to not
Oh,
do that because,
this
and he
isn't
turns
so-
around and he knows he's made a mistake with that one.
Yes, and
Because Robert
Robert
can now jump.
Robert will jump, leaving red
And
stymied.
really against the leg of the hoop.
Yeah. No, this
Oh,
isn't
disaster.
good for Gary at all.
Disaster. It's a disaster because it's not only has he let Robert in, Robert can get down to the next hoop and the red ball is blocked against. And there he goes. And he's
Yes.
going down to the next hoop. Well,
Slight smile on his face. He's very
allowing
happy with the
himself a
result.
smile. But
That's
Well,
exactly right.
gosh, how quickly it can turn. If that
How
red ball had
quickly
gone
it can
through,
turn.
the
Because only a few minutes ago
and
we
look-
felt that Gary had the hoop.
He
Only
did.
a few
And
minutes
now
ago.
look at him. He's
look
got
at
he's
things
got
now.
a ball that's completely stymied against the leg of hoop 7. He's right up against the northern boundary, and Robert's all the way down to hoop number 8. All because of one little bit of indiscretion there. Incredible.
So I think Gary hit that more softly than he wanted to. I'd like to see where the yellow has landed.
Thank you.
I'd like to
just-
see where the yellow has landed.
That's all right.
Okay, all right. I'd got the impression that Gary had hit the yellow quite softly and
Yeah.
not far enough towards
Well,
the hoop, but in fact, Gary has done a great job.
He has, and I thought that the black ball
And,
looked like it was perfectly paced to get down
Yep.
to the hoop, but in
Yes,
fact it's
yes.
gone. It's gone a lot further.
No, Gary's done very well with that, with his getting his yellow ball down.
Well,
No,
he had to squirt
Yeah.
the red out from the side of the hoop. That sort of cost him a shot. But Robert, conscious of the position of the yellow.
can Robert see yellow?
I think he
maybe
can.
can just see it.
I think he can. He's slightly off the line of the hoop.
Let's see.
Okay,
No,
okay,
I
okay.
believe
No, he couldn't. He couldn't.
he couldn't see
He
yellow,
couldn't
so
see it.
he was trying to block
Now,
yellow from
is-
making the hoop.
Are the blue and the black close enough to annoy the shot taker here? Oh no, he goes straight through the gate.
Goes straight through
They're
the gate.
they're actually guiding him. They're not impeding
That's
him.
it,
The referee
exactly
isn't
right.
even on. Now, Gary must make this.
Gary's, that's it.
Oh
And
no,
I think
he's
the wind,
he's
there's a bit of a
troubled enough
breeze.
by
You
them.
can see there's a bit of a breeze. The shorts give us an indication, a bit of a breeze out there, so it can affect the swing if you're not careful.
Oh,
what a great hoop.
That's the way to
Great
do it.
hoop. So that makes it 5-3.
Is this a promotion opportunity?
So
here?
this is an opportunity,
Is it?
perfect
I mean, I
opportunity
think if
for
you're going
Robert to do a promotion.
Although
That's
if you're going first to the hoop, is it really worth it?
If blue is hampered from going to the next hoop and he can't see the front of the next hoop, Robert will take that opportunity to therefore promote instead.
Robert can rush a ball reasonably well as well, can't he? Let's face it.
Association croquet.
Let's face it. If this was association croquet, he would be rushing the. He would be rushing that ball.
This is interesting that he's choosing not to promote.
Well,
I find that fascinating.
Well, I think that being first to the hoop anyway is enough of an advantage.
Yes, exactly right.
Okay. So Gary bringing his red in. That's a beautifully paced shot, isn't it? Look at that.
Look at the great
smashing shot.
Great pace.
I mean, a bit too good, really, because Robert will be thinking now, I'm going to get... But funnily enough, on hoop number 1, Robert was presented with that opportunity and he chose to go for the hoop.
Yep.
He didn't choose to clear. Well, given how good that ball is, he'll be choosing to clear the red, I think.
That's exactly right.
Well, maybe not, because he's just playing with such confidence.
That's exactly. And we'll see just how much confidence Robert has. Either he'll go for the hoop now with his blue ball or he'll choose to clear red. I feel Robert may take the choice of clearing red.
Because the black is so strong.
The black is in such a strong position.
Yep, you've called it right, Alison.
Yeah.
Slight danger of dislodging the black, isn't there? Either from the ricochet.
Robert's aware of that, so he'll just need to cut perfectly.
Oh, what happened to the blue? Look at the blue.
Oh,
that could
have been the intention by Robert, that he's such an accurate player, trying to get the perfect angle.
Well, this is really difficult now for Gary because he's got 2 completely threatening balls in the shape of both the black and the blue.
Yeah, I think.
What was he planning on doing? He was looking down the line there.
Yeah, looking down the line towards yellow.
Yeah,
why? Not sure why he was doing that.
Well, this is agonising, because to try and extricate that
it's
blue
not going to be easy.
Oh, he did it! He got something on it, but it wasn't enough.
That had to be a very accurate shot, and Gary made it.
Now,
dislodging it slightly.
Well, slightly enough to make it a target for the yellow.
Yes.
So enough to say, okay, should I jump?
Yep.
Should I take the jump shot at this hoop, because I can't afford to leave the blue there as a target for the yellow.
No, you're right, but he won't black won't choose to jump because
it would leave the blue there.
It leaves blue hampered.
It would leave blue hampered.
I think Robert might try and just block yellow from.
No, he puts it through.
Look at that!
We didn't call that at all.
We didn't call that at all.
That was the one thing we didn't call.
I think we thought Robert was going to jaws it, perhaps jaws it, and he could.